Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Sika Gold. I'm your virtual sister all the way from Vancouver, Canada. Thank you for your love on the last post. I saw it and I'm happy that one sister is learning from my mistakes so that hopefully we limit the damage. We do what's called damage control, and learning really from what I did wrong or what I perceived wrong or what I thought wrong. So that's why I'm as transparent as I can be on this channel. Now, I shared with you guys in previous videos how I prayed for this marriage in February 2024. And the day after, so on Valentine's Day, was when my partner asked me for divorce. And now, guys, it's not pride at all. I'm a hardworking woman. I'm an honest woman. I don't cheat. I don't look around. See, if you try to track me, my life is so boring that you will get tired. It's from work to school to house to grocery store to church. In a nutshell, that's my life. So when I'm dedicated to do something, I go all in. I don't that's just me. Like, I don't even know how to speak about myself because, again, it's just easy for people to say, oh, it's pride. You think you're perfect. No, my love, I am not perfect. My own day, my body, like I usually say. But when you're talking about a woman who loves God and who loves the people around her, I promise you, I can bring them all on this channel. I'm proud of myself in that regard. I am so proud of myself in that regard. So when that happened to me, and I'm beautiful to top it up, now what are we talking? All right. So when the divorce request came and it hit me, I was in so much disbelief because I'm like, what? Wait a minute. At first, I'm like, it's your loss. And then people around me started, are you sure? How do you really feel? How do you really feel? And then I started getting into my feelings. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Is it that I'm not a virtuous woman if I don't try to fight for this? They would advise me, cook the best meals, go kneel down, go beg, and do A, B, C, and D. But the truth of the matter is, at first, I really felt like it was a relief, like a heavy burden was lifted off my shoulders. And when I started getting into my feelings, I now started to question, because one of my mom's comment was, oh, do you want to be a divorced worship leader? I'm a worshiper. I am the vessel that God is using on the ground, on the field. See, come rain, come sunshine, come tornado, you will never separate me from God. Because I am aware that without God, I'm nothing. I'm reduced to 0.0000. I'm just not existing at all. So if the devil likes, make he bring water, make he bring ocean, make he just bring anything we want bring. Now so I dey hold my God. And I will tell you later why all these things I'm sharing with you has a spiritual undertone to it. Bear with me as I share the story. So when I first got it, I'm like, Lord, how can this happen to me? A prayer warrior, diligent in your work. What is this? Lord, I don't do this, I don't do that, I don't do that. What is this? Now, those thoughts are valid. Let me just tell you, if you are experiencing this kind of thought process in your head, let me remind you today, that those thoughts are valid. It is 100% normal for you to question yourself when things that you never thought would happen to you do happen. But remember, God is letting it happen for a purpose. Let's take the story of Job, for example. God was the one that boasted about Job to the devil. Did you see my son? Did you see my faithful servant Job? You can't do nothing with him. And the devil says, I wait now. It's because you gave him wealth. It's because you gave him a family. It's because you gave him A, B, C, and D. And God said, oh yeah, now try to take something. And the devil did a lot of damage in Job's life, thinking he would, curse God and die, as his wife clearly told him, just curse this God and die. But Job knew, he just knew, if I curse this God, where am I going? So this is me telling the enemy, if you like, go up, go down, Jesus and me forever, titi lai lai, forever. All right, let me come back to myself. So I really started asking myself a lot of questions. God, I serve you diligently and I'm faithful. I pray. I do. Where is this coming from? Why am I subject to this? And then again, because of the behavior of the person, I just kept receiving back-to-back blow. When I tried to get my head a little bit above water, somebody pushes it down. I was gasping for air, gasping for answers. And the answers came. That's why I'm like, this God, no take and play. The answers really came. The answers came. Now, the purpose of this video today is to share with you, in my quest for answers, I stumbled on a book called When Love Hurts. And if I made a mistake in the title of the book, I will make sure to put the Amazon or the picture, Amazon link or the picture or anything that can make that book very accessible to you. It's an audiobook. I had to download. I love listening to audiobooks now. My best friend and I just got started with reading books and we are having a blast. So I'm grateful this year we started doing it. So, and we hold ourselves accountable for the books we read. We share the stories. We learn from the wisdom in it and we grow. Isn't that the best part? Okay. So in this book called When Love Hurts, there is a lot of examples in the book. Now, right here on this paper is what they call power and control. Now, they have this wheel that I showed you. If it will allow me, I'll put the picture on the screen so you can have a better view. This wheel shows what is abuse. Now, coming from an African background, some places it's almost as if you're born in survival mode and you die in survival mode. So you don't see what is abusive as abuse. In fact, you are just taught to just manage. Oh, they are the same. Just manage. But I am of the firm behavior, that you treat people right. You treat people according to how you want to be treated. You treat people as human beings because that's what they are. And unfortunately, my background made me swallow a lot of rubbish that I just realized was abuse. It's abuse. And the typical African man also has to go through what I call trauma recovery, because in this journey of life, what you grew up knowing isn't necessarily the how to do things or the way to do things. A lot of these habits are abusive. He was born and raised in Canada. Yet I wanted to highlight, but I just didn't know where my highlighter was. But we're going to try to see what we can do. And on this list, you will see what what was my case? Now let's start with emotional abuse. We have teasing. Sometimes we don't consider it as abuse, but it is. Teasing, invalidating feelings. Anytime I brought up the way I felt, oh my God, you're too much, you're this, you're that. Using guilt, blaming me for everything. Oh yeah, I got blamed for, it is your fault we bought the house. It is your fault we did this. A venture that we started on together. In fact, most of it were his suggestion. I just so supported. I just was trying to be a virtuous woman, to support, but it backfired. Threatening, withholding affection, waking me up. That withholding affection, and guys, remember I keep sharing with you guys that I had a miscarriage and I didn't want to share with the person, is because, again, I keep saying it, I knew that the person would use my most vulnerable moment against me. I'm not mad at the person, let's be clear. I am just bringing this to light so that we identify what we are really going through, because I had questions. And if I found the answer, best believe I'm going to share it with a sister. So you can also find answers to identify what is. Because when you identify what is, you have a better strategy on how to deal with things. That withholding affection. I remember sharing. I'm like, I know we didn't, plan for this, but I'm pregnant. The person comes, how many tests did you do? And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. This question's a little too much. Is it because you don't believe I'm pregnant, or you doubt the paternity of the child? Oh, I have the right to ask. I don't care. No, it's okay. Think what you want. That was the answer I got. Think what you want. How many tests did you do? And I felt so insulted that I chose not to engage anymore. No. Anyway, waking me up. Silent treatment. That silent treatment. Like I said, I ate it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Let's go. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Even had it as a snack in between meals. It was served to me hot and spicy. That is what is included in the emotional abuse, and I ticked all those boxes. Let's go to intellectual abuse. Having to prove things to him, mind games, lots of it, demanding perfection, making me feel stupid, attacking my ideas and opinion, manipulation of information, telling me I'm crazy. There was a lot of untrue said things about me, and the person chose to believe it. I'm not trying to dispute it, but again, it's like, if you believe somebody else above your wife, go with that person. Go, because we are not doing that. Over here, we're healthy. And I know that to work on healthy relationship takes time. It takes intentionality. It takes dedication. Those things don't just happen. It is hard work. So when you decide to quit, be gone. The next thing on the wheel we're going to talk about is financial abuse. Calling welfare. That one does not apply to me. Limiting access to money. Yes, this one applied to me. In fact, guys, let me tell you, the day I changed my status in Canada from married to separated was because I discovered there was this box. Remember I told you about how I came up with an idea to save money when we were traveling for the wedding? Inside the same box, I had saved money that was very close to $9,000, because in my mind, I'm like, okay, this is there for emergency. Anytime we're short, anytime we need help, we can go dive into the box and take money out. But again, my partner was aware of how much was in the box. So I was working on the island, on Vancouver Island, and I had to take the money because I was paying cash to the people helping me to watch my daughter when I would be at work. So I go into the box, the box don't dry. Guy! And I say, oh, go. You take money from the box. Oh, yeah, I needed it to do this. I needed it to pay some bills. And I'm like, and you didn't communicate that you took money out? If I do it to you, uncle, it's called stealing. Again, why are you stealing from us? And I have the proof to show it. The email the person sent me back was, oh, I knew I was going to put it back. That's not the point. That's not the point. So when I went to the island, I was so shocked by these things. I just turned my phone off. I really wanted to sleep. And during those times, my headache would just boom, boom, boom. I had no idea. Those were the late signs of high blood pressure. So it's been a minute that my health started degrading, started deteriorating gradually. I had no idea. The headaches were just boom. I turned off my phone, gave my baby good food, slept. I wake up to being disconnected from the security system of the house and the joint account empty, leaving 10 cents in it. So when you talk about financial abuse, put me on the list. Making me account for every penny, controlling the money, closing bank accounts. Yep, that happened. Wasting, creating debt. That happened. Not paying child support. That happened. It's been 2 years, by the way. 2 years of this separation, and I have not received $1. So that's part of financial abuse. Taking care of own needs. Of course, he would take care of his own needs. He would not care if I've eaten. I'm telling you, wait, there's a time when I used to go to school to Kelowna for where I go to school. I pay rent there when I go. No matter the accommodation that I find, I pay rent. So that day we received what I call a thank you Jesus check in the mail because it was unexpected. It was from the Strata, saying that they are reimbursing us for some things we paid extra. I'm like, oh, that sounds good, thank God, because that very day, I needed to pay my rent in Kelowna. I was traveling to the school. And I'm like, wow, this came on time. I need to pay the rent. And the check was like $1,500. And the person says, oh, okay, take $400 from the money. And I'm like, my rent is $400 though, but am I going to eat my pillow and drink my sheets? What is something? Send something extra for me to eat and drink water now. Oh, okay. I think he said you can take an extra $60. Yeah. Guys. Again, when it's taking care of his needs, you can count on him for that. But other people know. And again, I'm sharing it with you so you can identify what applies to you so you can handle it better. Because again, there are some things we swallow, but they are very abusive and damaging to our mental health, to our physical health. I told you guys how heavy my head was, just banging. I had questions. It's like sometimes you're so good that people take advantage of you. Yeah, that exists. Doesn't mean you're perfect. It doesn't mean that at all. Okay. Let's go to pets and property abuse. That's the next thing on the list. We have killing or threatening pets. That did not happen. Punching walls and doors. That happened. Throwing things, damaging the vehicle, smashing and breaking things. That was like the last drop, on the cherry on the cake for me. Yeah. We have psychological abuse. Intimidating gesture and actions. Did I tell you about the time after the argument where Uncle go carry knife or more? I was scared for my life. The The question that just kept ringing in my head was, what was your plan with that knife? Again, very toxic. So I can't have an argument with you. In fact, husband and wife, now argue, then they argue. We can wake up now, argue about hair, argue about fork, argue about spoon. We always argue. Today, you went to carry a knife. What is it going to be tomorrow? What is it going to be? I was scared for my life, and I started asking myself a lot of questions. And mind you, I was even more scared because I do watch a lot of Criminal Minds and crime shows and stuff. The first person to off the partner, not the spouse. So let's go to the next one. Threatening, displaying weapons, as I just stated, denying he said things, making light of the abuse. Now let's go to physical abuse. We have blocking exit, driving too fast, locking me out of the house. That happened. And I will insert in this clip pictures of videos where he changed the locks of our former house without my consent. I'm a co-owner of that property. You have no damn right to lock me out of my own property. Tell me this isn't abuse. It is considered here as physical abuse. This is me again, coming to my house, and the front door lock has been changed. So Heaven and I came to the house today to grab our stuff, and this is where Michael has stored my things. Who gave him permission to empty my bedroom, Yaya's bedroom? I'm still a co-owner of this house. Why are my stuff in the garage? You kicked us out on September 16 like it's not enough. Now you're storing my stuff in the garage. Who gave him permission to pack my things? Who? I'm calling the cops. This door right here is locked. I don't have access to my own house. The front door is locked. You see, those kind of behaviors is what is normal for that person. To me, it's so foreign. It's like, what? That's why I was just blown back to back to back to back. It's like before I could recover from one thing, Uncle is showing me another one, giving me another blow. But I'm out. Now we do Odeshi. It's like, now bring it on. I got you. Punching or kicking me, spitting on me, choking me, hitting me, restraining me. That did not happen. Let's go to verbal abuse. Name calling. Oh, I got called a boss bitch, an a-hole. The list goes on, Jare. I don't even want to remember this thing. Swearing, yes. Yelling at me, insulting me, being condescending, being sarcastic. All of that happened. Let's go sexual abuse. Threatening to or having an affair. I see the girlfriend now up and down. They are doing whatever they are doing. It's their choice. Forcing or manipulating sex. Yeah. Can we be transparent on this channel? Can we be transparent on this channel? Guys, I could be gone to school for 2 weeks. I could be gone to work for 2 weeks, more, 2 months, 3 months. There is no communication whatsoever. But the day I come back home, you want to be intimate. With who? That thing drove me nuts. Made me feel like I'm just a sex machine. That's all. And the person says, oh, you're my wife. Oh, uncle, was I not your wife when I did school? Was I not your wife when I was away? I am your wife now that you want to have your way? Oh, Sika. Oh, Sika. Sika. I'm learning from my mistakes. sexual put downs, criticizing how I dress, withholding sex, comparing me to others, using PORN. No, that one did not happen. So let's skip it. Now let's go to spiritual abuse. Putting down my faith, cutting me off from my church, using church and faith to his advantage, soul destroying behavior, using scriptures against me. That happened. And let me share a quick story. Before so when I noticed I was locked out of the house, I complained to the police about that. I'm like, this is so unbelievable. Why? And the police said, well, it's your house too. You can change the locks if you choose to. And I said, okay, say no more. The next time I went to the house, again, I told the person, leave the door open. If you lock the door, drop the key. And the person did not. I ended up breaking the back door to my house to gain access into my home and collect what I thought I needed, what I actually needed at the time. And the Bible verse that I get from the person was, we came into the house as thieves. I'll make sure I find it so I can put it on the screen for you. And that we came in as thieves and we ransacked his house and blah blah blah. And say, oh boy, now you're using scriptures to insult me. I forgive you. I forgive you because it's my reaction to your disrespect that you are highlighting now, calling me thief for carrying my things that my money bought in my house. We're not doing that back and forth. That's okay. But the person used scriptures to insult me. He's having fun doing it, and it's okay. Whatever makes him sleep well at night. Okay? Using children. If I tell you the amount of chaos that my daughter has experienced at her young age, that I'm trying my very, very, very best to shield her from. Because there are certain memories as children that are still in our brain. And I did not give birth to her for her to recover from trauma her whole life. The trauma I can prevent, best believe I will. All right, let's see what they have to say. Abusing children. No, he did not abuse her. Threatening to harm or take the children away. Refusing to make support payments. That happened. Belittling me in front of my child. That happened. Using visitation as leverage. That happened. And to tell you the inconsistency of the person, when he first sued me, he requested for 1 week on, 1 week off parenting, which we both know is not sustainable because the kind of job he has does not even allow him, the kind of hours he works does not even allow him to. But again, the job is not steady. You go work for 2 weeks, you go work for 3 weeks, you go work for 1 second. So that is why I always felt like I had to keep a full-time job because it's just not giving what it's supposed to give on the other end. But it's okay. Let's talk about social abuse. That's the next thing on the wheel. We have isolating me from my friends and family. Guys, let me pause here. If I tell you that my own mother told me that when you listen to him complain, Sika, you will think you are the worst wife ever. And that's actually why I'm not mad at his own side of the family, because none of them actually approached me to know what's up. They just believe whatever he told them, and that's their choice. Of course, that's their choice. Support your own all the way, you know. However, this person is comfortable talking trash about me. Let me also share with you I will probably do a detailed video about it next. But even as I own 2 houses in this British Columbia, guys, there was a period in my life where I was going to the food bank to eat. I was there regularly every Friday to go and collect food. And this man will always abuse me. Oh, you are bringing home expired food. It says expired. The date says best before. So what if you open it and you see that, oh, okay, it's not good, throw it out. You are not even giving me money to buy food. You are not providing for this house. You have the large mouth to go and say, I'm bringing expired food. At least I'm bringing expired food. Which food are you bringing? And again, the food was not even expired. But that's just to show you how condescending the person had to be. If that made him happy, sounds good. Monitoring my phone calls or mileage. Did I tell you that I found a tracker and a recording device in my car? So the recorder that I'm showing you was pointing inside the car. So the recording, that little round recording part, was facing in the car. So yes, it's placed at the back to have a better view of what is happening inside the car. This is exactly how it was showing, recording what's happening in the car, who enters the car or who exits the car. I will include the clip and the pictures here if you think I'm lying, because everything where they can't tell you, I feel proven. Dictating who I can see, preventing me from working. And this is a bullet that I dodged like this. Dictating who I can see. Now, there was this music producer that I needed to see at a public place. It was at a mall, because I needed my music to just go. Even till today, I just needed to go, go out there, let's record, let's do this. And I'm like, hey, there's this guy I need to meet at the mall, blah, blah, blah. The guy stopped me from going to meet him at a public place. So, if this is not insecurity, what is? I don't know. And this is not the first instance. I remember meeting somebody, I met him at the park when a joint friend was having a birthday for her kids. The guy was wearing a necklace. And I'm like, I love this necklace you're having. Can I have the plug so I can buy it for my husband? And he was right there as I'm asking for the plug. And then we get home. The person is accusing me of being disrespectful. How can I take a guy's number in his presence? I'm like, what are you talking about? And later on, I see it as in court document as that was me being unfaithful. Jesus. Hey, yeah. There are just some quality of people you just don't even bother to debunk whatever they are thinking, because they are deep into those thoughts. It's just just breathe and go. She not coming. Preventing me from working. Yes, the person said, don't work, just stay home. I'll take care of this and I'll take care of that. But let me share with you. I think I did already. When I asked for money in 2022, I lost my job, but I was in school. I was taking the prerequisites for this program I just finished. And I said, please, can you help me pay for this course I'm taking? And he says, how much is it? And I give him the price. The answer I get was, no. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know? In 5 years that we've been married, I've never asked you for money. If I ask, best believe I do need it. You're not even telling me I will see what I can do. You're not even telling me that, wow, babe, this is expensive. Let me meet you halfway. You're telling me you don't know. Yet you want to stop me from working so that you will completely useless me. And that is the person I had. That person had to just squish me like this so that he can feel great. But in a marriage, you don't have to squish me to feel great. Is my light a threat to you? How? I'm just hardworking. That's all. And if I was hardworking and I became rude because money got into my head, that's one thing. That did not happen. If I didn't come out to tell people that I was the one footing all the bills, nobody go know. Nobody go know. I covered it very, very well. Because again, we are brought up to cover their nonsense. I did so happily. And I will cover my next. I will cover him. However, I strongly believe it will be a God-ordained person this time, and somebody that will not expose me to chaos, to abuse in this manner, because I really discovered that I was without a covering. He was not a covering over my head. And I am a minister of God, a territorial commander in the camp of the enemy. When I go there, I destroy. That's why they come hard for me. And they use the weaker vessel, unfortunately. I want to be the weaker vessel. Biko. Everybody get their place. The next thing on the list is culture. And I think that's the last example that the book gave. Using his culture as an excuse for abuse. I remember the first time I said, you know what? I sat him in a car. I think I was at work. I'm like, wait a minute. I think this love is one-sided, because I think I love you more than you do, which is off. Like, bro, if you ain't feeling this, it's okay. Don't feel forced to, show me love or whatever. And then he tells me, oh, where I'm coming from, if you tell a woman you love her, you're seen as a weak man. I don't have anything to say about that, but good luck with that culture. Putting down my culture, I don't think he has ever put down my culture, but he did call me a good digger. You Africans, gold digger. Forcing me to adopt his cultural practices doesn't allow me to participate in mainstream culture. I'm big on my culture, so ain't nobody stopping me to do that one. The other kind of abuse really just happened because I had very low self-esteem, very, very low self-worth. I was craving for love, that even if the love came with mistreatment, I swallowed it. I was craving for acceptance so much that even if it came with abuse, I swallowed it. But this journey I'm sharing with you is a healing journey, is a correction type of journey, so that you recognize where I made the fault and you don't make the same mistake. Because they say a wise person learns from their mistake and a wiser person learns from somebody else's mistake. I already went through it, so you don't have to. Be smart, be wise, and don't do anything without God. And if God shows you or tells you something, please ask him for the confirmation of the confirmation of the confirmation of the confirmation. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So that you're clear and you stand firm on, God told me, and that's what I'm going to do. This is Seek Gold, your virtual sister, all the way from Vancouver, Canada. Thank you for watching me today. And I hope that by this video, you are able to identify what is abuse in your own situation, address it with the person, and hopefully seek counseling, seek therapy, so you can heal from this, because the damage this thing does is a lot. I'll come back on your screen to tell you more. But for now, have a lovely, lovely, lovely evening. I love you.